Morning, Hugo. Well, as you've rightfully indicated, the focus for today's roadblock is to ensure that there's compliance coming from road users. As you can see, motorists and pedestrians alike were told that they're going to be checking for those that are speeding, but also checking that no one is driving under the influence of alcohol. As you can see, the operation is continuing at this point. It started sometime this morning around 7 a.m. We know that there's been a few arrests that have already taken place sometime this morning, and this operation, of course, started a while ago, a couple of weeks ago, in fact, coming from the KZN Department of Transport, where there's been quite a number of boots on the ground, and we're told that they are going to be continuing with this particular operation until the festive season is over. Now, they are stationed at different points around the province. Of course, we know that there's a number of people at this time that are coming into the province of KZN to enjoy the beautiful attractions that we have here. But we've heard coming from the relevant officials, rather, within the transport department, they've stated that they do welcome every person that wants to come and enjoy themselves in the province, but they need to ensure that they comply with the rules of the road. As you heard from the conversation that we had earlier on with the KZN spokesperson from the Department of Transport, he has stated that there's more than 2,500 arrests that have taken place since the 15th of August. 74,000 vehicles have also been searched, and we know that those people that have been taken in for a number of different violations when you are looking at traffic. I'm not sure if some of the road users here want to speak to us. Of course, we're still in the mood for Christmas. Sanbonani
Speech myself, I've got no voice to speak.
Got no voice.
Yeah, I had one hell of a Christmas yesterday.
Merry Christmas.
So I'm actually going to work and I'm a bit late, you see.
Are you guys complying with the rules of the road?
Comply, yes. Woke up in the Barbie, but now I'm feeling like crazy.
And where are you headed to?
To work.
Where are you headed to?
To work.
To work.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least I'm on my sober senses, though. Eh?
Yes. Okay. At least you're in your sober senses. So these are some of the motorists that we have here. I'm not sure if this motorist, Hugo, will be able to speak to us. Merry Christmas. Sanbonani, ninjani. Siyaphila. Nudla kahle uKhisimuzi?
Usudla kahle kakhulu ngomsiyabonga.
Siyabonga. Ngabe niyayilandela imithetho yomgwaqo?
Njengoba ubona. Yep.
Sizwa bathi babheka abantu abagijimayo, abantu abaphuzile, nina angeni la.
Hawu le moto ayigijima uyibona nawe engakanani mfethu. Asibuthinti vele.
Plans for the holidays?
Akukho kunye nje itoho mfethu.
Uyasebenza?
Angiyanga esikoleni. Ngiyaphoqa.
Okay, siyabonga. So they state, Hugo, that they are complying with the rules of the road. They state that they are on their way home. But of course, we know, as you can see, there are operations still happening at this particular point. I believe, in fact, they're about to check his alcohol level. As you heard from the conversation that we had with Ndabezi Ndlovu, he did indicate that that is the focus for today, to ensure that no one is driving under the influence then of alcohol. We're just going to perhaps get a sense in terms of what the indication will be, but we know that if you are found with a certain level, they do transport you to a nearby hospital for further blood tests. But we also know that the operations here will continue throughout the day. So that's what's happening at this particular point, Hugo. They are still trying to check if they are being road compliant.
Lele, body language speaks volumes, but obviously we are going to wait, if we can, to get a sense from that police officer. This is the third attempt at getting a reading. I'm not sure if it's giving false readings or the police officer is trying to establish if this individual is driving under undue influence. What are you seeing from your vantage point?
Well, they're still checking, as you can see. Maybe let's just listen into the conversation, Hugo. This is, of course, Pilile Shangase. She's the station commander at Bakrini from RTI. Maybe let's just get a few minutes just to see what the reading is going to say this morning. Okay.
Thank you. How are you?
We're good. Just talk to us about the reading that you can see there. Was he being compliant or non-compliant?
No, he's a little bit under the limit, the legal limit.
He's under the influence, but under the...
Yes. He's under the influence of alcohol, but he's under the limit. The legal limit he's under.
Okay. And what happens in that case? You're under the influence of alcohol, but under the limit. What happens in that case?
We're not going to allow him to drive from here. We're going to keep him for 2 hours here. We're going to test him again after 2 hours. Then...
Okay, no problem. It seems as if someone else is going to drive.
Unless if he's got someone who's got a driving license and also who's not under the legal, who's not driving under the influence of alcohol. But we need to test the driver also. We're going to check the driver or the license of that driver, and also to check if also he's also legal to drive this vehicle.
Okay, so let's just wait for this test now that is happening here. Of course, the driver that was driving was found to be under the influence. Of course, a lot of people were enjoying themselves. It was Christmas yesterday. A lot of people were with family and friends.
He's got valid driving license. He's got valid driving license. Now what I'm going to do is on screen again now if he's not under the influence of alcohol.
We'll wait for that then. But as stated, a lot of people were enjoying themselves yesterday. His license is valid, as you heard, and we had a conversation with him. He stated that he's in his sober senses. So the station commander is now about to test his alcohol level. And we heard that if you are found to be under the influence of alcohol, but under the limit, you are then going to be kept for 2 hours. But let's wait and see with this particular person who says he is not under the influence and he will be able to drive the vehicle.
Yes.
Okay, we'll just wait for the reading, which should come up shortly. But of course, he's been asked just to blow into that machine.
It's a little bit under, but it's 0.038. It means it's a little bit under. He's not also allowed to drive. You must get another driver. It means there is alcohol in his blood also. So we're not going to allow him to drive. It's the same story.
Let's ask him what happens in this particular case, because now he's asking the...
Yeah, you guys should also play on this thing. If you wake up in the Barbie in the morning, if you slept enough, if only you hadn't slept enough, then there wouldn't have been a reading. There wouldn't have been a reading at all. Yeah, I drank too much. Yesterday was a Christmas. Come today, I'm sober, I'm going to work. I can just blow anything. I'm going to be having my nice sweet water and sugar.
We're not going to allow him to drive.
I don't want to drive a vehicle. I've got to live for my neighbor. This is my neighbor, you see. So imagine time frame, man. I'm going to work. I need to be punished.
That's the conversation, Hugo, at this particular point. Two people found to be under the influence of alcohol, under the limit. So they state that they're going to be keeping them for at least 2 hours, I believe, and then they're going to be testing them again. But as you can see, a lot of boots on the ground to ensure that there's safety and compliance for all motorists that are using this particular road.
Silethiwe, certainly interesting developments that are occurring in Scottsburg where the police have mounted this roadblock, and to fact, the driver of this vehicle under the influence of alcohol, but not enough to get him penalized, being held at this particular roadblock for a couple of hours. A driver in the same vehicle, given the opportunity, has a legal and valid license, but in a very similar position. Now he's got to rush off to walk. Silethiwe Ndlovu, we appreciate your time, and we will be coming back to you as more developments come through from that roadblock in Scottsburg in the KZN.